energy when we are talking about a three-piece, two-in-one blue and white lavender live plants. M132171. These were just introduced earlier this month. Look how fabulous these are. They're on sale. So $33.98 will get you 3 plants. With each pot, you'll get the blue and the white lavender in each pot.
Yes, that's right. And you know, not all lavenders are created equal. These are the best, we feel, and they're brand new. What we've got here is a series by the breeders. It's called the Big Time series. And they don't mean big plants. These are actually dwarf-sized plants, and we'll get into why that's a really good thing. But what's big about them is the flowers. The flowers are triple or quadruple the size of all the other lavenders out there on a plant that is somewhat dwarfed. Because, you know, after all, most lavenders, by their second or third year, they look pretty leggy, pretty stemmy, a lot of bare, empty places, and we don't like that in our lavender. So instead, we've got a perfectly mounded lavender that you could even grow in containers now, but with flowers that are massive.
Yeah, look at
You're going to spot them from a long distance away, and that means higher oil content, more fragrance, better bundles that you're going to dry and make. And yes, you are getting 6 plants in this collection. Even though it says a 3-piece, each container has a blue and a white in them together.
So each container has 2 plants in it.
Yes.
3 easy pays at $11 and change. Free shipping. These are definitely deer resistant. They're drought tolerant.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, since I planted your lavender, maybe not last year, the year before, over the winter, obviously I don't have the flowers on them, but the really pretty lavender plant, it kind of has a silvery look to it.
That's right.
Looks really
it's evergreen.
Nice. Yeah.
The foliage itself doesn't die back.
It's evergreen.
Yes, the foliage doesn't die back, so you have something to look at year round.
Yeah.
But you have flowers 5 months a year out of these.
Wow.
Now these bloom a month earlier than traditional lavenders because, again, they're not wasting their time growing tall and leggy. They say, I'm just going to put all my energy into blooming. And so that's what they do. You get a month more of flowers than traditional lavenders. Now here's what you get right out of the box.
Okay.
These 3 containers have 2 plants in them each, 1 blue and 1 white. Now, why did we pair them for you like that instead of give them to you separate? Because we are obsessed with the look of the lavender and the white together. Now, there was never before a white lavender that was this dwarf size. We have had dwarf big time blues in the past, but the whites we never had, so we could never pair them together. Now, brand new on the market, there is a dwarf white and a dwarf blue together, and so they're gonna grow in equal habit, equal form, like what you're seeing here. And look, Pat, how many flowers are on these lavenders.
Yeah, there's lots. That's just loaded with flowers.
Yes.
Oh, look how beautiful that looks.
There's honestly nothing like a lavender patch in the garden. It is so, it feels so free and wild, but so cultured at the same time. Now, interesting picture here with that measuring tape. On the left side of the measuring tape is what the flowers that you are getting. Look how big and hefty those are. On the right side of it, that's traditional lavender.
Okay.
So these are bigger, bolder flowers on a plant that's somewhat smaller stature. And again, that's good because it's going to maintain a nice rounded shape as opposed to getting really leggy over the next couple years. Therefore, you can do it on the front of your walkways. You would never do that with traditional lavender because traditional lavender, after a couple of seasons, it gets, honestly, it will take over your walkways and kind of spill out. Whereas here, it stays where you plant it.
Stays compact.
Look at all the fresh cut lavender you're going to have with these big flowers. I love growing lavender because you can dry these, you can use these in the home. It is the Swiss Army knife of herbs and of flowers. And look at that. Look at just white lavender. People might not even think that's real, but it does exist.
Yeah. 1,000 already ordered since these were introduced. Look at the flowers on that. And when we get these home, let's talk, do they need sun, shade? What are we talking about?
Full sun.
Full sun,
They are drought tolerant, they are deer resistant, they are pest and disease resistant. And quickly, before we go, I want to show everybody my favorite thing. Dry your own lavender. Cut these. These are going to start blooming for you a month before all other lavenders. So that means late spring. And once you get these flowers, now you're gonna gently coax them off. I mean, if you don't want to just leave them as a dried bouquet, then you're gonna be able to coax all these flowers off. And now all this lavender, think about all the purposes you can do. You can fill up little baggies, put that next to your bedside table. You could fill up potpourri baskets, hang that in your car, in your rearview mirror, or cook with it. I love using this in the kitchen, and you know what? I know it wasn't sprayed with anything. It smells amazing, it tastes amazing. Lavender lemonade.
Lavender lemonade, ooh. What else? I know you do lots of things with them.
I do it on my pizza, yeah.
You do it on your pizza.
That's right.
You're so funny, you do it on your pizza. And look how pretty they are. And you're supposed to cut the flowers, right?
You're supposed to. You're gonna encourage more flowers.
I was
by
afraid to
cutting
cut
them.
mine.
Yeah, don't be afraid.
No?
If you cut them, you're gonna get more in a matter of weeks.
I mean, look at that. Where are we gonna put these? 3-piece, 2-in-1, blue and white lavender plant. Derek, we have the perfect plant to go along with it, right?
We do.
And that's what we're gonna talk about next. But first,